Good afternoon, judges. We are Team Wage Warriors, and we are here to help low-wage workers rise up the wage ladder. This is our team. We are a group of 5 J2 students from VJC who are passionate about equal opportunities for all. Now imagine, Mrs. Tan is a security guard, struggling to keep afloat with her kids and elderly parents, and she wants to find a way to increase her pay. So she goes to the current PWM website to find out how, but she's confronted with this, walls and walls of text, with information just swimming before her eyes, all in an unfamiliar language. Containing so much information she doesn't need to know. With her hectic schedule, however, she simply doesn't have the time to decipher what she's seeing. After conducting interviews with multiple security guards, we realized that Mrs. Tan's situation is not unique. Our interviews revealed these key problems. Low-wage workers are unaware of how to increase their wages, and the only place they can turn to is extremely confusing. From 2023, a whopping 218,000 low-wage workers will be covered by the PWM, and this is certainly not a small number. For now, we've decided to focus on security guards specifically for our target group, and from there, we've come up with our solution, our website.
That's right. So as you can see, our website will cater to the needs of our target group, so it will be question-based and really easy to use. And also, we want to bring the most relevant information for our users so that they're not overwhelmed by all the information they get. And lastly, we ensure that our information is reliable by having MOM check through our information. So this is our website, and as you can see, users will be greeted with a simple and very friendly interface. And then they will be asked a series of questions to narrow down the scope and suitability of the information. So let's say our user is a security officer. He can just click the button right there, and he'll be brought to the page with all the relevant information he needs regarding his job scope, his wage rate, as well as how he can progress in his career. So that's not just it. Our website will also feature a list of approved training organizations, updates to the PWM, as well as success stories to encourage low-wage workers to use the PWM to progress in their career. Well, that's all for now, but in the future, we want to integrate a multilingual interface, so including Chinese, Tamil, Malay, and Hindi, as well as a section for the general public, so that our website is accessible for all.
This is our projected timeline. In the future, we plan to collaborate with Skills Future for their roadshows, where we'll set up informational booths. We'll also invite representatives from MOM and lower-wage workers to share more about the PWM. We also plan to film a short video series to provide low-wage workers a platform to share their stories and also allow the public to gain a better understanding of the PWM.
We plan to partner with a few key organizations to help bring our project to reality. To fact-check our content, we plan to partner with MOM. In fact, we have already discussed our project with a member of MOM, and he has agreed to work with us in the future. Moreover, we realized that a successful project requires a bit of advertising. This is why our publicity partner will be the People's Association. We also plan to partner up with USC and NTUC to help widen our reach to more low-wage workers and fine-tune our solutions to surveys and pilot testing. Lastly, Skills Future will be our training partner, and LifeSG can feature us as a useful service for low-wage workers and eventually all Singaporeans.
Let's move on to what your grant will be channeled into. This is our projected budget for the next year. We are asking for $20,000 in grants, which will be primarily used for web development and publicity. The leftover funds will go into making our roadshow even better. We'll also sell merchandise to generate some revenue to increase future viability. So, how will we know if the money put in has yielded results? Other than the obvious page views, we'll be adding pre- and post surveys to our website, and the quantity of merchandise sold indicates how interested the public is in our project. Now, our project will also achieve SDGs 8 and 10 for decent work and equal opportunities for all. So, now, the PWM has been around for a while, so you may be wondering, why now? COVID-19 and inflation has exacerbated the plights of our lower wage workers. And GE 2020 placed a heightened focus on the PWM, so now, more than ever, do both lower wage workers and the public need access to resources to educate themselves. We hope to fill that gap and help uplift our low-wage workers together as a nation. So come join Wage Warriors on our journey to catapult our low-wage workers into financial security. Thank you.
Sorry, can you bring up the
Yeah.
budget page again?
Sorry,
The budget page, please.
the budget. Yeah. We have a more detailed breakdown on
Yeah, maybe can you run through, especially the professional services? Is it for the skills future to run trainings? But those trainings are already part
Oh,
of their
sorry, no,
program.
we're not like actually focusing on training the workers ourselves, but we are like connecting them to the resources that they can get to be trained. So for the professional services, we're actually for the further website development in the future, and also video production on the success stories of the lower wage workers. Yeah, so we'll be producing 4 videos each from the 4 sectors. Yeah.
Can you elaborate on the roles that y'all will play in the execution of this plan? Who is focusing on what?
Oh, so I'll be focusing on the budget and
I have a question for you. Actually, two. One stems from a very personal problem I often face, right? So often you find these really interesting apps that you're asked to download, and you feel that why should I download an app simply for it to service one particular need, right? So unless I see a lot many other functionalities being addressed through this one app, it doesn't incentivize me to download it. So one, how are you addressing that? Second, also around the content. Now, one of the big problems that you focused on, which is amazing because I can completely understand where that comes from, is that, how do you reduce all of this noise into something which is very specific and serves a particular need? So who's going to work on that content? And, how are you going to sort of put in that design element, which can, bring this huge content to something which is more specific?
Right. So I think to answer your first question, maybe it was not clarified, but the thing is not an app. It's actually like a website, so they can like go online to search it. So you don't actually have to download anything. So like to incentivize people to use this website, it's not only just like an information provider, but more of a place where they can start their action to really progress in their career. So it will like provide the organizations that they can contact or like sign up to like upgrade their skills and things like that. And also they can read like people's experiences, and so maybe they can like learn a bit from it and not just like the information that they need. And then as for you were asking like how we will ensure that the information is simple to use and everything.
The work on the content and bringing you those design elements which will make it simpler. So I don't see that here in the budget because that's going to be a big part of your work.
I think in the budget, it will be mainly be part of like website development, so it will include like the aesthetics and everything. But the main like selling point of our website is that instead of presenting all the information, we just present that one sector, and not just the one sector, it's that one part of that one sector that is relevant to you, so that the information isn't a lot and it will be easy to present and hence read and understand. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so we did rush through a bit, but as you can see, we asked them things like whether they are Singaporean or PR. So we didn't feature it here, but if you scan the QR code that we showed just now, if you click on no, it will bring you to a page that says that the PWM is not applicable to you if you're a foreigner. And also, if they click on none of the above, for example, over here, it will tell them that their sector isn't currently under the PWM. So that also makes it more tailored to them. Yeah.
Can you flash to the timeline? So you're thinking of producing all 4 videos in December, is it?
I think the videos is like we'll release them like slowly. So it's like we'll plan to produce them in December, but if it takes a while, we might bring it into January also.
Yeah, and also we are like outsourcing the video production, so I think it'll probably less time than if we were to do it ourselves. Yeah.
So I must commend you for planning to work all the way to September on the project and then picking it up again in December. I think that clearly shows your dedication to this cause. Thank you for that. I'm also very heartened to see the extent of partners that you've contacted and are going to work with, because certainly PWM and our lower wage workers is a problem, it's a challenge that requires a multi-pronged approach with many different stakeholders working in collaboration. Have you considered in your engagement of our partners, because each of these partners reach out and they have their own websites as well for the target sectors that you're looking at. Have you considered working with them instead? Earlier on, your problem statement was it's too confusing, there's too much information. Then if I may be provocative, how does another website help the problem?
Please keep your answer to like less than 30 seconds because we're up for time.
Oh, okay. So we did actually mention earlier that we have been in contact with a representative from MOM. So what we're trying to do is not really like, what we want our website to be like a supplement to their existing website. So their existing website is currently targeted at employers, but ours aims to target the low wage workers themselves. And the representative we've been in contact with also admitted that he himself thinks that the current website is not very user friendly. So yeah, I think that's where our solution value adds.
Thank you.